Good day, grade 9. It's been a while since we've done some accounting, some new accounting, so today we have to start with creditors. First of all, before we start with new concepts, let's go through the accounting cycle. You know that the accounting cycle starts with a transaction for credit purchases. That is where we will start the credit purchases. Then you need to write that transaction must be recorded on a source document. I'll tell you now about the source document. After the source document, you need to write in the journal. From the journal, you will write in the ledgers. You know there's a general ledger, and now because we are working with creditors, we're also going to have a creditors ledger. At the end of the month, after you've totaled and balanced all the accounts, you have to prepare certain lists. Trial balance, which is a list of all the accounts in your general ledger, and then a new list called the creditors list, which is a list of all your creditors that you've taken from the creditors ledger. Now let's see how this accounting cycle is applied to credit purchases. First of all, our transaction step 1 will be we are buying on credit. We can buy anything on credit, trading, inventory, stationery. You can have repairs done on credit. The owner can buy something for his own use on credit. So any credit purchase is our transaction. Step 2 is the document. Now the document for credit purchases is the original invoice. Why is it the original invoice? Because we receive this invoice from the business we are buying from our supplier. So we will get the original, you need to sign, and they will keep the copy. You have the original invoice, so that will be your source document. From the source document, we need to write in a journal. It's a new journal called the creditors journal. I'll show you now how that works. Then at the end of the month, the journal will be totaled, and then you need to post to the general ledger, where there's now one new account, and then also to the creditors ledger. In the creditors ledger, you will find all accounts for all your creditors, very much like the debtors ledger. After you've done your ledgers, you have to prepare a certain list. From the general ledger, you will prepare a trial balance, which is a list of all your accounts in the general ledger. And from the creditors ledger, you will prepare a creditors list, which is a list of all your creditors and how much we owe them. So there's an example exercise that tells us that the current traders is a furniture store. On the 2nd of March, we bought 80 chairs at 150 Rand per chair and 3 tables for office use at 220 Rand per table on credit from ABC wholesalers. Important to see that this is on credit, which means that we now need to receive an invoice. That tell us that we received invoice 36 from ABC wholesalers and renumbered it to number 19. Why do we renumber? We have to renumber because in our accounting system, in our business, all documents must be in numerical order. So if you are buying from different businesses, then there's no way that you will receive invoice 1 from Macro, invoice 2 from Metro, invoice 3 from Cash and Carry. You will have to, they will have their own, they in their businesses have their own numerical order. So what do? As soon as we receive an invoice, on that invoice will be a number. We are going to renumber. So in this case, the 36 is going to change into number 19. This is the original invoice. Now let's complete this. That tells us we are buying 80 chairs at 150 Rand a chair. So in total, this is 12,000 Rand. So in the amount column, remember you won't have to complete this. This will be completed by the ABC wholesaler. So, but I'm completing it now so that you can see. Then 3 tables for office use. 3 times 220 is 660. And the total of this invoice will be 12,660. What does this actually mean now? This means that on the 2nd of March, we, the current traders, bought on credit or on account from ABC wholesalers. So step 1 will be the source document. Step 2, you now have to record this document in the correct journal. The journal we're going to use is called the creditors journal. Like any other journal, it's for a specific month only. Can you see March? And the folio is CJ for creditors journal. Now, like any other journal, the journal will start with a document number column. Why document number? Because in real life, the document is your information source where you see what the transaction is, who you bought from, what you bought from, and in this case, you bought on account. The day is the day it took place. Creditor is the concept for the name of the person or business we are buying from, and then you have a creditors control column. In creditors control column, you will write the total of the invoice and then further analysis columns. This folio column here, you will only use when you post to the creditors ledger. Right, so in this exercise, it was invoice number 19, remember? So we have to rewrite, it's I for invoice, number 19. The day was the 2nd. We bought from ABC wholesalers. I'm writing with the mouse, it's not that easy. So I'm going to try ABC wholesalers. Forgive the very untidy handwriting. How much was the total of the invoice was 12,660. So I'm going to try and write 12,660. So the total of the invoice goes in the creditors column. Now, what did we buy? We bought trading inventory. We do have a trading inventory column. So we will write 12,000 in the trading inventory column. Then we bought equipment for 660. We do not have an equipment column, so which means we will go to sundry accounts in the amount 660 and in details equipment. So step 1 of credit purchases is that you have to complete an invoice. Sometimes you need to complete, sometimes we will give you a completed invoice, sometimes you will get the transaction in words. Step 2 is recording in the creditors journal, and that is what your homework will be. I'm going to attach to the post will be the exercise or exercise 1 where you have to complete the creditors journal. This will be a homework for next week on Wednesday. Then I will post the memo and then we will practice another creditors journal before we start going to step 3, which is the posting. You keep well, stay safe, stay warm. It's very cold outside.